Today, we're going to talk about how to really regain some of your shoulder health and to really diagnose what kind of deficit that you have in your own shoulder mobility. Now, first things first, before we get into the exercise, this 21st century that we find ourselves is very brutal on our joints. Why? Because we find ourselves putting our shoulders forward, our head down, rounding our backs, shortening our hamstrings, all the things that our body is not meant to do chronically. We find ourselves doing that on a daily basis. Now, that's not to point blame, that's not to have any sort of judgment to it, that's just the way it is. And so our human body is designed to move and have dexterity and mobility in all planes of motion at all times. And that way, if I slip on the ice, if I go to throw a baseball, if I go to catch a football, I'm not setting myself up for injury. So in this particular exercise, this shoulder capsule release is really meant for two things. One, to kind of diagnose where you're at as far as your internal and external rotation of the shoulder, and then to help restore it. Now, this is not a catch-all exercise that's going to completely restore everything, but it does work as a passive dynamic exercise, a passive and dynamic exercise to restore flexibility. So what I want you to do is find something like a pad to lie on. You're going to get on your side and you're going to bring your shoulder down, okay? And it's going to be a perpendicular line. So from your elbow to your shoulder, you want to make sure, if you imagine there's Velcro on your arm, it's going to be stuck to the pad, okay? And what I'm going to do is I have this 90-degree angle, and I'm going to take this hand. I'm going to slowly, you got to really coax yourself to relax. And I'm going to come down, and I'm going to find where it really binds up. So for me, ironically, paradoxically, I do have a shoulder injury going on. Little story about my son in baseball, but that's for another video. But really, what should be full flexion should be all the way down. Okay, this is internal rotation of the shoulder. So here, right now, this is where I'm maxing out at, about right there. So as you can see, I've got about a quarter deficit from being full range. Okay, so what I want to do here, there's a couple things. When I'm testing, I want to make sure that the back of my shoulder right here does not lift up. That's a cheat, right? Or I don't want to lift up here either. So I kind of use my chin, kind of pinning it down there, and I'm just going to come down. Once I find that, that's about maxed out for me. We're going to do a little method called P.S If, okay? That stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation for you nerds out there. But basically what we're doing is we're going to come down, we're going to push that joint, and then I'm going to push up against my hand, okay? I'm pushing up this way, okay? And then I relax, and I'm going to bring it back down. So I'm going to push up for maybe 3 to 5 seconds, about 25% pressure. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to consciously relax. And you're going to notice that when I relax, I can go down a little further. Then I'm going to push up again. And then I'm going to come down again. Notice that I just getting a little bit of range every time. So pressure, resistance, and then I relax into it and go a little further down. And I'm only going down to the point where I bottom out. And if I go any further, those pain signals are going off, and that's where I want to stop, right? So I come up, I press, I relax. And I'm going to do that anywhere from like 3 to 5 reps generally. Now you can do anywhere from 2 to 3 sets of that, okay? Make sure you do that on each side. Each shoulder, obviously, we want to make sure that they're balanced. And typically, you're going to find that one shoulder is a little bit more, I have more range in this shoulder than I do my injured shoulder. You're going to find that you're going to have more range than you will the other. That's totally normal. That's totally fine. So a great diagnostic exercise. Make sure, I would say on this one, make sure that you're warm before you do this. So make sure that your body temperature is up. You don't want to be doing this if you're super cold. Remember, cold taffy snaps. warm taffy bends. And that's exactly what we're doing here, is we want to make sure that those joints, tendons, muscles are all being facilitated by a body heat that's going to allow it to be a little bit more flexible. So with that, and if this is helpful, and if you feel like you want to go further and take your health and your fitness to a higher level, what we do here at Lifelong Fitness is we offer a program that is truly unique because it is 100% customized. We're going to find your strengths, your weaknesses, your level of fitness, and we're going to customize a program uniquely to you. So if that sounds of interest, please click on the link below in the description or in the first comment section, and we can get you set up for a free consultation. We'll take you through a sample workout. There's no obligation beyond that. You can see firsthand if we're a good fit for you. So hopefully we will see you there, but if not, we will see you in the next video. Take care.